We have Mr. John Grana from State Farm in Carmel, New York, who's been an advertiser with us for quite some time. Peter Broccoli, who was his first initial sales rep.
We both didn't have gray.
Yeah, before the grays. And John, how long have you been with State Farm?
I've been with State Farm for 29 years now.
Wow, so long time. And you've been advertising with Peter in some form of supermarket advertising or another since when?
Since 1996 is the year that we first started on the shopping carts.
Fantastic. So you were in the shop. Do you remember what store it was? Was it the same store?
It was a ShopRite in Valesgate, New York, which is in Orange County, New York.
Okay, so you were originally an agent in Valesgate.
That's right.
Okay, and do you remember around when you moved over to Carmel?
Yeah, it's been about 12 years now.
12 years. And have you been, throughout all of those years, a consistent advertiser with us?
I have. One thing I've learned over the years that with advertising you need to be very persistent, and I never expected immediate results, but I know over the years and everybody in the community really knows of our agency, and the advertising that I've done, the shopping carts and the benches, have really promoted an awareness in my community that keeps me in the back of everyone's mind when they have an insurance need.
So, of some of the feedback that maybe over the last few years you've heard, as customers may have seen it, or how do you know for you it's doing what you want it to?
Good question. I'm constantly hearing from clients and family friends about the ads, whether it's in the ShopRite or the Chico's or the bench over at A&P. That they've seen it and that they feel like they know a celebrity. So when I hear those kinds of comments, it's that you're in their mind and it's working. Recently, I received an email from a family friend who took a photo of my shopping my bench at the A&P, and they emailed me a photo of the bench with their two children sitting on it, and my kids thought that was the greatest. That's the third family that's done that in the last year and a half, so I've become more, the benches are growing on me big time.
That's fantastic. Now, obviously, you've been an agent for a long time with State Farm. We have brand new agents that we meet all the time that, it's a difficult time as you're opening up your own agency that have never done something like this before. What could you say to a brand new agent, not necessarily somebody with as many years under their belt as you, that you would suggest trying something like this, and why you would, ask them to take a leap of faith on something you've been doing?
Sure. The first thing I would say is that you should focus on branding yourself, not just your company. So make yourself a brand, your insurance brand in your local community. And I think the way that you can accomplish that is by starting a local advertising program and being consistent and staying with it. Tough times will come where you're going to have a question, should I continue this or shouldn't I? And the answer is yes, to stick with it, because that's how you're going to get the continued results.
Thank you. Peter, any other questions you'd like to ask John?
Your funniest supermarket advertising story. Do you have one? The kids on the bench?
The kids on the bench would have to be the one, yeah. I mean, it's my own children at home are constantly, ribbing me about being a celebrity, and that, your hair's getting a little more gray now, Dad, you ought to update your photo, and that kind of a thing, but it's all good. As
it relates to business, one of the feedback that we hear, obviously this is a branding campaign, like you said, about building a local brand. It's I know that as a small business owner, sometimes it's difficult because you're looking for a response, a direct response. What is it? Because ultimately there was something that made you feel like this was working and you were going to continue doing it, as opposed to all the different options that you have for advertising. So what could you say to somebody that was thinking of whether or not this was effective enough and whether this was a good use of their dollars, and why you've continued to over the years do it?
Yeah. For me, the awareness that it promotes, I know that I'm in the back of the minds of the communities where I live, so that when they have an insurance problem, they're going to think to call me. And it is tempting, when the economy gets a little bit tight, or if you're just starting out as a new agent and your funds are limited, to consider whether you should or shouldn't start a program like this. And I think it all gets back to your commitment, and it takes time, and it grows and it builds on itself over time. But starting the program is essential.
Fantastic. And what can you say about your sales rep?
Peter is like family to me. I mean, we've known each other since 1996.
We've grown old together.
Yeah. Peter has been easy to work with. He's always been very accommodating. If I've ever had an issue, I've always been able to get through to you here at the office. My calls are returned, and it's just been a great working relationship.
And obviously, over the years, you've dealt with not just Peter. You've dealt with different sales reps, managers of ours, our inside staff. Is there anything that you can say as far as feedback, as just the entire experience of working with our entire team?
Well, once again, very professional. The email notification as to when your ad is ready, when it's being installed, lets you know that the work is in progress or it's been installed, and you can go out and see your ad. So again, just very professional and prompt, and great people to work with.
So definitely something that you plan on continuing doing for a long time, or as long as you're in business. All right, fantastic.
We both have no hair.
Well, thank you very much, John. It's much appreciated.
My pleasure.
Okay.